and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight with the Jason Dalton Memorial. We are at Martinsville in the late model stock cars here with an event put on by GLSR, the Great Lakes Sim Racing League. And in the booth with me here tonight to celebrate the life of Jason Dalton, we have Christian Taylor. Christian, what are you seeing out on the track here tonight?
Saw some great practicing action here to run at Martinsville in memory of Jason Dalton. Looking here to put on a show like he would love all these drivers to do. Get out there and race.
Yeah, boy, we got these beautiful pre-shot clips that, pre-race clips that we took here at the beautiful Martinsville Speedway. Took these early in the morning. We've been out here all day, and these fans are pumped up. They're ready to watch these guys, and qualifying has already started here, Christian.
Seeing out there on the track, Matt Tebler from KJD2 Racing on the top, dethroned by Chad White, and now Brian Stuffin, Blake.
Yeah, looking at Brian Suffin here, top of the board. We're looking at Richard Midkiff on the track here. Let's take a closer look in that number 29 machine, Midkiff. You know, Christian, not sure how familiar a lot of these guys are with these late model stock cars. As you know well, the GLSR Mr. Radiator Truck Series, it is typically a truck series, just as it says in the name. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys, maybe some of them switching it up, may not have a lot of experience in these late model stock cars.
It definitely will not transfer over. You know, a lot of these guys run the truck series race, like you mentioned, and we're going to have to see how that fares for them.
And we got Jacob Glodolich, I believe that's said right there. His nickname is Drift, Christian. Why do you think they call him that?
Well, I mean, I could put two and two together and think that if he were to win this thing, we'll see a great celebration.
I'm going to go with Gladulich. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever broadcasted with this guy, but he's out on the track right now. Let's see what kind of lap time he's got in that number 14 Drift King machine. Right now, first lap around the track looks to put him in the 12th position.
We'll say it's a good-looking car, too, making me want some good old Burger King.
Hey, you know, Christian, I don't go to Burger King very often. All my local Burger Kings, they're pretty terrible. But he's going to cross the line here, looks like, for the final time. And that's going to put him in the 12th position. He's 0.2 of a second off pace. He's top of the board right now, Michael Curhan.
We're going to see how this goes. We got just over a minute, or just under 2 minutes left in qualifying. On board now, watching Jared Ray Hutton work his way around the track from Cedar Rapids.
And, you know, Jared Ray, we're very familiar with. He's helping us out a lot in the upcoming event we've got on Friday night. He helped us make the setup for the Harpoon Design 500 event. And, you know, he seems to just kind of be involved in anything we do. You know, he races in our Friday races sometimes. He's just kind of always out there.
Looking to see what kind of lap he's going to set here. He's currently sitting 15th, going to come around and looks like not improve his time.
Not at all, sitting 15th. I tell you what, that 50 machine, Christian, it's kind of ugly. It's kind of slow. Jared Ray Hutton, it's going to be a rough night for him.
Well, you never know. He might be good on the long run. Got to keep an eye on him. But, I mean, I think that's just about everybody out there has qualified, Blake.
Absolutely. You know, we got about a minute
seconds
left here before we jump into tonight's main event. Again, tonight's race, the Jason Dalton Memorial 102 here at Martinsville in the late model stock cars. We are remembering a great man, Jason Dalton, member of GLSR.
Called some great races, some great battles with him. He was a Very loved driver to the entire GLSR community. And tonight, they're going to put on a show in his memory, Blake.
Absolutely, and maybe we'll come up, Christian, with some information. You know, if you can dig through some chats, he did have a preferred charity that maybe if you're feeling willing to, maybe make a donation on behalf of him, and maybe Christian will find that information, put it in the chat for you. But folks, it's official. Qualifying is ending, and we're going to go ahead and call it quick time. Michael Curran on the top of the board, and he looks like a ringer out here tonight. He's going to kick off from the pole position, but it is about time to get gridded up and rolling with the Jason Dalton Memorial 102 here at Martinsville. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the world's #1 streaming service. Tonight, we've got a special event for you. You are tuned in here at the right time at Martinsville Speedway for the Jason Dalton Memorial 102, put on by GLSR. Tonight's starting lineup for the main event is as follows. On your front row, from the pole position in the O2 machine in memory of Jason Dalton, it's Michael Curran. On his outside, Tristan LaDuce.
Moving on back to row number 2, you will find the number 33 KJD2 race machine of Brian Sutton. To his outside, the number 12 of Sam Barnes.
Jumping into row number 3 from the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the 98 Luke Daniels. On his outside, driving for Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the 88 Chad White.
Row number 4 behind them, you will find the 29 of Richard Midkiff. To his outside, that blue number 20, Ben Pierce.
Row number 5 on the inside, Christian's favorite driver. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 11 of Matt Telder. We call him Tedler around here. On his outside, the 23, Joey LaDuce.
Moving on back to row number 6, you find the number 77 of Samuel Fontaine. To his outside, the number 14 Trap King of Jacob Gladwich.
Row number 7 on the inside, going to be Chris Evans. On the outside in the 9, Cam Ingram.
Go back to row number 8, you find the number 50 of Jared Ray Hutton. And to his outside, the number 41 spoiler diecast machine, Lucas Strayer.
And starting in the final row in the field in row number 9, it's going to be the 49 Luke Simonson. On his outside, the 15 Forrest Smith. So there is your starting lineup here tonight, Christian, for the Jason Dalton Memorial 102. As we pace around, green flag is coming out right now, Christian.
And green flag in the air through the Juicy Spider Star Zone. We already got cars trying to go sideways here, but Tristan LaDuce leads the field down into turn 1 on the inside there. Gonna see if he's able to hold on to it.
And he's going to do so, folks, as we head into turn 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a silent lap number 2 in loving memory of Jason Dalton. As they cross the start-finish line, Michael Curran has taken back the race lead in that O2 machine. He scored as the 24. You know, don't pay too much attention to numbers here tonight. These guys rocking some special paint schemes, and a lot of these guys are technically in the wrong number.
Yeah, that just way iRacing scoring works. If 2 people join under the same number, it's going to mess up the things. But here we are watching a battle for the lead. Michael Curran trying to hold off Brian Sutton there.
Yeah, we're on board. with the 26 of Brian Sutphin on the back bumper of Curran. Can he make his way around as they're coming up on some lap traffic?
Lap traffic should be the name of this game here tonight. Martinsville, you know, you go a few laps and you'll already be there, especially when the field has a range of skill level. We did see during the lap of remembrance, Tristan Laducer, who was your race leader, I guess jumped the start or had some sort of penalty because black flag drive-through was served, Blake.
Absolutely. That's unfortunate, but a long way to go in this one at Martinsville. We're only in lap number 6, and these guys going clean and green, Christian. You know, some people wondered, oh, man, they're in the late model stocks. This is going to be a crash fest at Martinsville. Well, that's not the case. These guys are looking pretty good so far.
Lap 7 of 102 here tonight in remembrance of Jason Dalton.
Take a look. What are you seeing out of this guy right here, Lucas Strayer, in the 13th position, Christian?
Seeing him up 3 spots from where he started. So he is moving through the field, working around the number 14 machine of Jacob there, the Drift King, on the inside, trying to get moving forward. And he's going to be able to clear and continue his march towards the front lane.
And we're going to jump up here to the 5th position. Matt Telder out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, looking good in that number 11/1 machine, whatever you want to call it. But you're going to see a lot of homages to the late, great Jason Dalton on these paint schemes here tonight.
I see the 2s on the hood. I see them on the trunks. The 2 Forever sticker is living strong here tonight.
We got a battle for the race lead here, Christian, between Curran on the outside, Sutphin on the inside, side by side down the front stretch.
Heading into the turn, let's see if they're going to make contact. No, the 24 there is going to continue on. We're going to go on board with Chad White here.
And Chad White watching this battle for the race lead. He is licking his chops right now. And boy, I did not expect this kind of speed from Chad White, Christian. How is he running in the top 3 right now? I thought he'd be in last.
You know, he usually is. I guess late model kind of favors him a little bit. And again, ladies and gentlemen, he is not the number 2. Of course, that is Jason Dalton himself. But this is because of iRacing's scoring, unfortunately, is why he's been placed at number 2. I will say that the 2 has been retired from GLSR, Blake.
Absolutely. Tyler Brewer made that decision within, I mean, it seemed like minutes of the announcement, you know, immediate retiring of the number, and that was the right call. So, again, here tonight, like Christian said, these are a hosted session race. So, this was a password hosted session. So, there's really nothing we can do with scoring, unfortunately. So, again, pay no attention to the scoring numbers. Just take a look at these great paint schemes as Chad White is going to work on Curran, and Brian Sutphin is your race leader.
Watching Brian pull away a little bit now, getting the lead going. Lap 13, heading to 14. Down the front stretch they go.
Drop back a little bit here. Yeah, Ben Pierce, he disappeared for about half a lap there and just finally appears back, holding on to that 9th position out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Ben Pierce going all the way down to the inside. I don't know if he's just trying to get some clean air, but he yields the spot to the 23 there. And the 9 on the outside, that Dodge machine, I'm always glad to see Dodge, especially in the late models. You could actually make it work, unlike other disciplines on iRacing.
Yeah, you know, I think Ben Pierce is dropping to the back here due to his connection issues. That's unfortunate. He was running pretty good, but he's going to, you know, drop back. He doesn't want to cost anybody else their race, so he's going to go ahead and head back as we go back out front here. Brian Sutphin continues to pull away. He's got about a 2nd lead now on Chad White, who's taking over that 2nd spot.
Chad White battling with Michael there, able to get around it and clear. Yes, he does. The 98 going to poke in his nose there for 3rd. That's 98 Luke Daniels from Tatum, Texas.
And right behind him, we're going to hop on board with Matt Telder. Going to look to the bottom here. These guys racing hard. It's a hornet's nest right here from about 2nd to 5th.
This is where the caution's probably going to come from here in the next few laps. Chad White still trying to maintain that 2nd place position, but Michael Curran will not be denied, holding him strong on the outside there. You feel short track racing, you know, the quickest way around the track's the bottom, but Michael's making it work.
Yeah, Michael Curran really making that top side work. You know, you definitely got an advantage. You know, on the high side, obviously you're going to lose a lot of speed on entry through the apex, but coming out, you're going to get a big run. And uh-oh, almost a tangle up. We're going to keep it straight now.
And another that car's disappeared right there. That was the number 98 of Luke Daniels there. He was gone for a while. Connection issues playing some challenge tonight. But all this battling, let me just tell you, Blake, Brian is looking in his rearview mirror, absolutely loving his battle for second.
Oh, my, yeah. He is just loving this right now. Race lead up to 1.5 seconds. And, you know, Christian, I would really love to hear from these drivers, you know, what the plan on tire wear is. I don't think these late model stock cars saving tires is as important as it is in the main series, but it definitely has to play a role.
Oh, I mean, actually, tires, I feel like, is everything here because if you burn your tires off and you get to a green flag pit cycle, the pit stop is slow. So you got to, you know, make that strategy call if you could stretch those tires out all the way or not.
Yeah, you know, my guess is nobody's going to be getting tires here tonight because even under yellow, if you go down pit road and you get some tires, it takes long enough. You may get lapped. I don't know. Uh-oh, one tangled up here in the middle of the pack. See if we can keep it green.
3 wide back there. They're trying to work around a slow car. 29 of Richard Midkiff seems to be slowing off the pace, able to get it rolling again, but it took him a few positions of loss to get going straight again.
Absolutely, and look at these battles up here. That beautiful number 9 Dodge. Trying to find out who that is again because timing and scoring is really of no help because I don't know what number anybody is. I believe it's Joey Leducer, maybe? No, he's in the 23 there on the bottom.
This could be the one right behind Joey right now, which is Cam Ingram in that 5.
Yep, Cam Ingram looking good here in that number 9 Dodge late model. Is ripping the top here, trying to keep that car inside of the top 10.
Gonna battle on the outside here. Cam Ingram, Houston, Texas. Up 5 positions from where he started, I'll add, Blake.
Well, speaking of that, let's take a look at your hard chargers. What are you seeing here, Christian?
Well, Lucas Strayer up in the 10th position, is your leader of hard charger. Matt Tedler and Cam Ingham, we just mentioned, is tied with +5 positions. Chad White and Samuel Fontaine round out the bottom tied with +4.
There you have it. Got some hard chargers. Honestly, one of the most impressive runs I've seen so far is this number 2/88, whatever you want to call it, of Chad White out of Loudon, Tennessee.
Chad White now clear of Michael Curran, trying to run down the race lead of Ryan Sutphin. Will he be able to do it? We'll have to see. Time will tell. We're on lap 27 already.
Yeah, you know, this thing's ticking away quickly, Christian. Again, you know, a lot of people were wondering, man, there might be a lot of cautions here tonight in these late model stock cars. Well, that's not the case. We have been clean and green from the start.
Clean and green indeed. Watch Brian Sutphin now. Going to be catching some more lap traffic here. He's reeling them in. Just that one single car for now, so he shouldn't have too much trouble getting around them.
Yeah, we got this battle right here for the 8th position. That's the 023 here of Leducer battling with Ingram.
Side by side on the inside. Ingram working the outside down the front stretch. Seems to not have the run there. At 41, Lucas Strayer behind him. Spoiler diecast machine. Trying to get around this battle. He seems to have the speed. He just can't get past the guys in front of him.
Yeah, well, they continue to duke it out here. Let's jump up to our eyes in the sky, ladies and gentlemen. The Harpoon Design Blimp, Brantley Roden flying up there right now. Christian, what are you seeing out of these beautiful views in Martinsville?
I'm seeing some great racing. Brantley Roden always has the best view on the track. Harpoon Design, shout out. Paint started just $25. Go to harpoondesign.com. Place your order. If you race late models and you're just finding us because you like watching some late model racing, he's your guy. He can make a late model paint too.
Yeah, one of the best. You know, I've seen some of his late model paints, and they look incredible. As Brian Sutphin looks incredible as well. Looks like Chad White's slowly reeling them in, but Sutphin might be working on saving some extra tire as he's got a bit of a gap.
I will say last time around, Chad White was faster by about a 10th, but it's all going to come down to tires in the end.
Absolutely, and we look back here, you know, your hard charger we talked about earlier, Lucas Strayer in that 9th position out of Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Started all the way back in 16th, finds himself running 7th. Let's see. I'm sorry, running 9th. Let's see if he can continue to work through the field.
On board with him now. Peeking to the inside of Cam Ingram there. Not able to make the move just yet. Lucas Strayer, Spoiler Diecast. That's one of the GLSR sponsors. Use code GLSR for free shipping site-wide.
And folks, it's time to connect to the juicy Spider drone cam. This thing is hooked up here. We got one off pace up top here. Looks like that's a lap car, but we're going to take a look at Lucas Strayer here. Spoiler Diecast diehard fan. I mean, Lucas Strayer, nobody spends more on NASCAR diecast than this guy right here.
I mean, have you spent time in the NASCAR diecast channel over on their Discord, Blake? They are all the time posting new buys. I mean, I think they get a new buy in the mail every day.
I mean, Lucas Strayer must be one of the most rich human beings I've ever seen in my life. Either that, Christian, or he's got the most debts in the world.
He knows his UPS guy by name. His FedEx guy came over for Christmas. His United States Postal Service lady, you know, is on the refrigerator, basically.
And we got, looks like Luke Daniels having some connection issues again. We got a handful of connection issues tonight here, it looks like. Not sure if there's a server issue or something else going on, but we're working through it here, and thankfully we're not having any connection issues ourselves up here in the booth.
If you told me we'd make it to lap 38 or approaching lap 40, if you told me we'd make it to lap 40 caution-free, I'd say, dude, this is Martinsville. You don't know what you're talking about. But obviously, I didn't know what I was talking about.
Absolutely. It's been clean and green from the start. And let's take a look at some lap times here, folks. Let's go to Chad White and compare him to the race leader. Chad White, he's gaining about a 10th or more every single lap, it seems like. We're close to it.
Gonna have to keep an eye. The battle will be coming soon. Heading down the backstretch, coming to lap 40.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Again, long-term tire wear is very important because, I mean, these guys probably aren't changing the sets of tires, I would assume, but we'll just wait it out and see what happens. We're rolling into lap number 40 out of 102 here in the Jason Dalton Memorial 102.
Chad White still working hard, trying to get up to the front. Last time around, he still actually no. Okay, yeah, it's updating live, ladies and gentlemen. He was faster. Ryan Suffin ran a 2.90. Chad White with a 2.46. Now updating again. So each lap, one's quicker than the other, and vice versa.
And ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, you're going to see a link I just came across here. You head on over www.nationalmssociety.org. That is the charity of choice that Jason Dalton's family has recommended for people to send some donations if they're feeling generous. So if you do so, please hop over to that website, drop a comment in there, and mention Jason Dalton, of course, because we're doing this in loving memory of him with GLSR.
Yeah. The ad reads, "Give now because MS ends with you. With your support, we've never been better positioned to change the world for everyone affected by MS. Donate now because MS ends with you." That is the National Multiple Sclerosis Society.
Absolutely, and it's just great seeing all these paint schemes honoring a great man as Brian Sutphin leads with the KJ D2 on the car, looking good out front.
I didn't know Jason Dalton more than just calling the races that he was in, Blake, but let me tell you what, from the moment I read that message, it was clear to me how much he meant to the entire community, and it honestly made me sit down and think about life and how short it is.
Caution is out. Lucas Strayer, Ben Pierce involved. Let's see what happened, Christian.
Lucas Strayer up in the marbles.
Oh,
I knew what was going to happen as soon as I saw that. A 20 into Lucas Strayer there.
Well, there we have it. Our
racing
first
incident.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that happens here, short track racing, and it looks like everybody's going to go down pit road. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, folks. We're going to take a quick break, our first break of the evening, but don't you go anywhere. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, let us know what you got going on. We'll be right back. We're going to thank some sponsors, and we will see you in a moment here at Martinsville in the Jason Dalton Memorial 102. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Martinsville. It looks like we got some alternate strategies here at a few cars. Stay out, Christian. I see Joey Leducer, Jared Ray Hutton, Tristan Leducer out front.
Yeah, see how this plays out. People staying out, I'm not really sure is a great idea.
You know, they have not
You're going to see
hit
them
yet
getting
at
blown
all.
by.
We're about to find out here as they roll through the juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag back in the air here in the Jason Dalton Memorial 102 at Martinsville.
When you want to do a tire strategy, it works when there's like 10, 15 laps in the difference. But when you're halfway through the race and you want to try to race new tires, you're not going to be able to do it very well.
You know, my guess is I'm looking at lap times. Oh, we got one
Oh,
on the
wow,
wall
we got
there.
some chaos.
Couple off pace here. We're still clean and green, though. You know, but I was looking at lap times, though, Christian. I'm seeing pit times. And I'm seeing times of about 23 seconds in a pit stall. So my guess is they did get tires, I would hope.
Yeah, 23 seconds. They have to have gotten tires being that long.
Man, look
I
at
know
this.
everything about this pit stop is slow, but
Yeah, look at this. These guys going 3 wide basically here as Chris Evans trying to get away from the madness right behind him. And the 15 throws it in there.
you might think, why are they racing this hard this early? But we're over halfway there. We are just officially past lap 51, making it the halfway point.
It is not that early anymore. Like you said, halfway finished. And these guys racing hard in the front and in the back. Tristan Leducer, your race leader, and that beautiful number 2 tribute car.
It's almost, you know, that's one of those moments that kind of puts chills on your back there. Seeing the two leading his memorial race. Tristan Leducer is one of those KJD2 drivers with
And now-
Joey Leducer right behind him.
You know, and I do know the Leducers, they were on the same team. I think they were, okay, now I'm pretty sure they were just on the same team, and I believe he was related to Sutphin in that 26. But again, folks, I'd have to confirm, honestly, because I've not been in tune with all that stuff here recently.
One of those feel good events where, you know, person we're all out here in Memorial of is looking down, smiling at this.
And we drop back here in the battle for second. Chad White sitting in second. Going to try to reel in Leducer, who we know is out there on old tires. Let's see if this strategy works out for that number 88 of Chad White.
Chad White, we're going to start calling him late model king. We need to, like, you know, we don't need to fire him. We need to sign him up for a late model league.
You know, the weird thing with Chad, Christian, it's just like the weirdest combos. Like, he's just great at. Remember, he hopped in an Indy car and he won some race at Laguna Seca. It was the most random thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, Chad is no road course ringer. And then here he is in a late model stock car that he never runs at Martinsville, and he's been running out front all night long.
Yeah, I mean, this is where, you know, he did pit too, so I have a feeling, and lap times are showing he is reeling in race leader. He might win this thing, Blake.
He's definitely got a shot at it. You know, it's not going to be easy, though, to get around that 23 of Leducer out front. Right now, Chad White looks about a tenth of a second, give or take a little bit here, every lap faster than your race leader. Let's go up high in the sky, though, to a Harpoon design blimp as Chad White continues to sit in the second position. Matt Telder in eighth here, going to work, and we got a side-by-side battle for ninth between Ingram. And I tell you what, Christian, Cameron Ingram, I feel like he's been side-by-side battling this entire race with somebody.
That's kind of what mid-pack racing in the late model stocks is. If you're mid-pack, you will always be battling and fighting for your life.
But Jared Ray Hutton, you know, he's kind of figured something out. He kind of looks slow out there in qualifying, but right now finds himself in 10th, going to work on Ingram for 9th.
Getting a little slidey off that turn there.
Lucas Strayer looking to the outside of him, trying to get around him. Let's see if that 41 can get that nose up there. Good battle right here, side by side. Looking to take him 3 wide on the bottom. That's Chris Evans. Oh, no, Chris Evans on the top. I believe that was a 14 there. The Drift King almost took him 3 wide, Christian.
Yeah, that would have been probably a bad move. All of them would have probably ended up in the wall there.
Well, there would have been some hurt feelings for sure with that move, but thankfully he decided otherwise. As these guys continue to battle, let's jump out front. Tristan Leducer, your race leader, by about 7/10 of a second. We've only got about 58 laps remaining, Christian. These things are ticking away quickly.
Ticking away quickly indeed. You know, we started with the NASCAR clash in real life, having about 40 to go. Well, they still have 19 to go. We've been 64 laps in Martinsville in that time.
Yeah, we got one a little slow there on the infield wall. I believe that's Brian Sutphin off pace here. Let's take a look. What's going on with Sutphin? Uh-oh, he might be done. There we go, gets it back.
Hey, lets the field pass and rolls on. I don't know if he had some technical issues.
He just got loose coming off the corner here, yeah. Or must have been some technical issues there. So there you have it, folks.
Something tells me that he had a equipment failure. I have nothing that tells me that, but that just screams like gear failure.
Yeah, and, you know, I know all about that. You know, last night, Christian, I was in a league race, and I had 10% brake. So, you know, I pull into the pits, and I recalibrate my stuff. I'm like, all right, I feel much better. I get out on the track. I'm like, okay, I got 50% brake now. Well, I only had 80% throttle after the recalibration. So, technical difficulties, certainly no fun here on iRacing.
No, definitely not. And, you know, you're having gear issues. Jesse's having gear issues. Now I'm scared for my stuff.
It seems like iRacing put out some updates, maybe ruin everybody's gear so you guys would buy something more. I have no clue what's going on, but nonetheless, these guys continue to battle it out. How about Sam Fontaine from Quebec in that 7th position in the 077, looking to make a move.
Out there in a hornet's nest, battling with Matt Telder and Joey Leducer in front of him.
How about this shot here? You know, a lot of drivers, you know, to pay tribute to the 2 of Dalton. Look at that roof. They got 2 on the roof, but their numbers on the doors.
I have a feeling throughout the upcoming GLSR Mr. Radiator Truck Series, we're going to see a lot of 2s on all the trucks. At least the back bumper, as you see right there on the back of Chad White's car, the 2 behind his left rear tire.
You know, Christian, I'm looking Tristan Leducer. He stayed out there, and he's putting out some pretty good lap times now. I mean, this strategy might win him the race.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely made a believer out of me as somebody who, he got that early penalty, Blake, so he had no reason to push. Stayed out after that caution, and now, I mean, 72 laps into a 102 lap race, he's actually pulling away.
Yeah, I mean, somehow he's pulling away from Chad White, hasn't pit the entire time, and looking pretty fast here out of Alexandria, Ontario, Canada. Can the Canadian Tristan LeDucer hold on to this race lead, or is Chad White going to figure something out with just 30 laps left to go here in the Jason Dalton Memorial?
It's the final countdown here at Martinsville with the GLSR Racing League, that is.
Ben Pierce, he's running decent earlier, dropped to the rear after some connection issues. He's trying to get that 20 machine back out front after being involved in an incident earlier on. Yeah,
that's the one that he had that car on his outside, kind of chopped the nose of him when he didn't really expect him to be there, trying to work his way back up. And it's got that traffic to deal with, and definitely some body damage as we see on that car.
Yeah, right in front of him, we got Sam Barnes. He's going to go up to the wall, lose some ground out of Chicago, Illinois. That's going to drop him back to the 15th position. We have Richard Midkiff here in the 13th spot in that 29. Well, scored as the 29, and he is actually the 29. Then we go into the 12th position. We've seen this guy a bit here tonight. Jacob Gladulich. I don't know, folks. I don't know. We'll figure it out after this race is over, I'm sure. But he is in the 12th position with Drift King on the car.
What do you know about Snellville, Georgia, Blake?
Snellville, Georgia. Christian, my guess is it's probably a hole in the wall.
Yeah, one of those like 500 population town.
That would be my guess. It looks like Forrest Smith crashed and he went down pit road. Caution out. This happened before. Hang on, this happened before the caution. So this happened, preceding the caution. There's Forrest Smith involved, and then it looks like Matt Telder. Oh, hang on. Let's stay right here. Make sure. No, he goes down pit road, I think. So now Matt Telder involved. Let's take a look.
So simultaneous incidences here. Oh, tapping.
Man.
Oh, my.
Couple of.
We'll have to watch that one again before I post blame there.
Looked like Telder just kind of got into the back of him, honestly. But let's take a look one more time. Here's Telder in that number. It's got 2 on the roof. He gets into the 98, kind of bumps him there, and nowhere for the 77 to go. He just runs straight into the back. So 3 quick cars involved. And there you have it.
I feel like the first bump was unpreventable. The second bump, I don't know.
Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20, but folks, we are already going into lap number 80. We're running out of time. Tristan LeDucer, your race leader. I think the strategy is definitely going to be to stay out at this point. Running out of laps, folks. Track position is key. We're going to take a quick break, though. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to want to see the finish of this thing. The Jason Dalton Memorial 102. We are back here at Martinsville. We are lined up. It's going to be LeDucer on the inside, White on the outside. Pace car is in. They roll towards the juicy Spider restart zone here at Martinsville. Green flag back in the air.
Green flag, and there goes Tristan LaDucer. Like a cannonball out to the front with Chad White going to be battling with Michael Curran for second place. And Chad White gets up and out of shape. They're going to be 3 wide for third place, heading into the turn. Good thing one of them yielded. But Joe, no, there goes Cam Ingram.
No Christian there. Chad White kind of comes down on the nose there. He's kind of lucky that guy hit the brake behind him, or he would have went for a spin.
Absolutely. For those who may be interested, the NASCAR Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium is official. Ryan Preece is your 2026 Clash winner.
Yay.
But watching the race in action here at the Jason Dalton Memorial 102, Tristan LaDucer is looking to bring home this race win.
He's out front. We're going to hop on the Hutchinson Motorsports TV left rear suspension cam. Tristan LaDucer out of Alexandria, Ontario, Canada. Can he hold off Michael Curran, who is your pole sitter? Looks like he's having some connection issues, but he is good to go.
Michael Curran trying to do what he can to run him down. He was about 5 thousandths of a second faster, but
boy, Chad White, he had a chance to win this race earlier. Now he's kind of holding on by a thread. Oh, no, they're junking it. Caution's out.
I see Mount Telder again. Sam Barnes involved. Oh, 12 washes up the track.
Yeah, I don't know. Who do you pin this on? I kind of feel like he comes down in front of him. Let's take a look here. See the 12. I mean, 12's all the way on the bottom. Comes up a little. Yeah, okay. I'd say maybe the 12 kind of went a little over ambitious there.
Yeah, that definitely. I've definitely got to put that on the Chicago, Illinois guy, Sam there.
Yeah, well, that's going to bring out caution number 3. You know, we had a long green flag run. Now these guys getting a little bit antsy, but that is expected here. We have just about 14 laps remaining. We may as well take one more quick break here before we get back and maybe get to the finish of this wonderful Jason Dalton Memorial here at Martinsville. And we're back here at Martinsville. Field is set. Tristan LaDucer on the inside with Curran on the outside. Into the juicy Spider restart zone they go. Green flag back in the air.
There the cars go. Tristan LaDucer blinks out for a moment, but back at it again. Oh, contact with Chad White.
Yeah, slides through the entire turns 1 and 2 there. He keeps it straight, though. Good job by that 88 car. He's got some competition, though, right up on him.
Side by side. Man, this has been some racing so far. 11 laps to go. Now is the time to get moving, but Where are you going to go?
You got 2x2 right here from about 4th on back to about 7th.
It's like a hornet's nest right back there. As the race leader keeps blinking out, I'm concerned he might eventually get disconnected.
Well, it's not hurting him any, Christian, because he's put down the fastest lap of the session. Tires didn't matter at all. Tristan LeDucer near the end of this race just put down the session quick time of 20.27.
Absolutely lightning out there.
And he just put down a top speed, which is wrong. It's saying he went 197 mile an hour, Christian, while everybody else is at about 108. So I think his connection is messing up a little.
I mean, he's out there. He's got the nitrous button, Blake.
Yeah, I mean, he'd need a little more than nitrous, I think, to get that fast here at Martinsville. But 8 laps left to go. Is it going to stay clean and green? Or are these guys going to keep duking it out and junk each other one hard into the wall there on the inside?
That's the Dodge. Cam Ingram off pace. He's going to be falling back to the back. My, oh, my.
Take a look here. How about Lucas Strayer, Christian, all the way up to 5th after starting back in the 16th position. This is impressive.
Yeah, he's definitely the hardest charger.
It's not even close right now. But we got a battle right here. It's Richard Mudkiff in the 8th spot working on the 98. But let's go back out front here. Let's see if Tristan LeDucer's connection can hold on. It's not going to matter for now. Caution is out, and Matt Telder involved again.
My, oh, my. Let's see what it could be this time. Looks like he's relatively alone.
Oh, just checks up. And Ben Pierce says, I'm
checks
not
up
checking
into
up,
20.
loser. Stuffs him into the wall.
Oh, Cam Ingram. Oh, my goodness.
Well, yeah, you see that.
What a
See
hit.
this one more time. Right behind him, we got Ben Pierce. He says, you might want to check up, but I don't, Matt. Here it is. So Matt gets on him, checks up again, wham. And then, boom. Hard no.
Hard hit. That had to kill his car. That has to be the hit that ends his night there. Unfortunate with only 4 to go.
Yeah, Tristan LeDucer, though, out front holding on to this race lead. Can he park that number 92 machine, I believe it is, in the victory lane? Or is Curran going to spoil the party and steal this win? You know what, Christian?
I had to keep an eye on it.
Let's pull them in here. Give me a minute. Make sure we're in the right channel. All right, we're going to get our race leader into the booth, Tristan LeDucer. Tristan, Blake, and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes.
Hey, you know, you've had a solid run here. You're running out of laps. It's going to be, I think, a natural green-white checkered, but you are the race leader. How are you feeling about this thing?
Be very honest, we've gotten 2 warnings for our tires. I didn't pit with everyone else, so I'm really hoping this race just finishes right now.
Yeah, well, that's going to be tough for sure. You know, we wish you the best of luck. We know you just put down the fastest lap of the session, though, somehow, so they seem to be getting around the track pretty good.
Yeah, the track's rubbering up like pretty hard here, so I think that's helping out. If I'm just keeping my tires cool in the yellow, I can get 3-4 laps with good pace.
You know, and we've noticed a lot of blinking, and it's not just you. It's kind of a little bit of everybody. Is something going on down there in the session, or what's going on?
I think just the not ideal weather just around the area is just playing a little bit into everyone's Wi-Fi tonight.
I got you. Well, hey, we wish you the best of luck for this one. Hopefully those tires can hold up here, and you can get to the finish.
Thank you, guys.
So there's your race leader, Tristan LeDucer. Oh, I put him in the wrong chat. Let me fix that. There we go. All right, so we are good to go. He is ready to go with his team. He's trying to hold off that O2 machine on his outside. That is Curran. He has, you know, and he's been quick all night long. I mean, he was your pole sitter, Michael Curran. Didn't really lead many laps, but he's been up front.
I will say he mentioned his tires real quick as the pace car goes off. If your tire blows, you will get a meatball, but you have 3 laps to serve it. So if the race ends in that, you'll be fine. As the cars are now approaching the Juicy Spider restart zone, hopefully for the final time. Green flag in the air. Tristan LeDucer takes the green flag, worrying about his tires with 2 to go. All they got to do is make it to the white flag, and Tristan LeDucer has never wanted to see that flag so much here as they head down the backstretch, heading into turns 3 and 4, Blake.
Bad news for him. They're 3 wide and last, basically, Christian. Hopefully they keep it green. Coming out of 4, it is clean. White flag in the air. We're going to get a finish. Can Leducer hold on?
Leducer blinks out. Here comes Michael Curran all over the back bumper. Heading down the backstretch for the final time. Does he use the front bumper here?
He's going to keep it clean out of turn 4. He's going to do it. Checkered flag in the air. Tristan Leducer wins the Jason Dalton Memorial 102.
What a race that was. Tristan Leducer brings it home on the win tonight. Michael Curran coming in second and Chad White finishing third, Blake.
My, oh my, what a call from Tristan. He stayed out there when everybody else pit, and you heard from him. He got warnings about his tires, so, I mean, they were about to blow, Christian, and they probably will blow during this burnout, but it doesn't matter because Tristan Leducer is your Jason Dalton Memorial 102 winner.
Burn it down, Tristan. You earned it.
Boy, we know Jason Dalton is looking down, smiling right now, seeing Tristan Leducer burn it down here at Martinsville in this late model stock car. What a run from Tristan, and you see the 77 celebrating a little bit as well.
That's the 77 of Samuel Fontaine, another KJD2 team member. That was the team that Jason Dalton ran on. They all were brothers over there, Blake.
Absolutely. And Christian, let's try to find some of these guys. You know, I'm going to send out some messages. We're going to take a quick break. Don't you go anywhere. We got some interviews, and we're not only going to do the top 3. I might get a surprise guest as well. Don't you touch that dial. We'll be right back for some driver interviews. We are back here, ladies and gentlemen. The Jason Dalton Memorial 102 is in the books, and we got some drivers ready for some interviews. Christian, let's go ahead and start pulling them in.
All righty. Well, we're going to start with your third place finisher here tonight. He was up front all night and definitely had the speed. Hutchinson Motorsports TV own driver, Chad White. Chad, welcome in the booth. Got a copy on me and Blake?
Yeah, got you, Christian.
All righty. Walk us through how that felt out there. You looked like you had the speed. At times you were faster than the leader, but couldn't hold off the tire strategy that Tristan had.
Yeah, I kind of expected the tires to matter a little bit more than they did. It was more tire heat than tire wear. I figured whenever the top 5 or whatever it was that stayed out on that caution, figured that we'd be able to go by them pretty easily, but I got up to second and was pretty much just holding steady with the leader and couldn't really do anything with them. So.
Yeah, you know, Chad, we were kind of shocked there. Tristan out there on those old tires, and he actually put down the fastest lap of the session, like basically at the very end of the race before I think that last caution. So I was kind of shocked myself, but, you know, Tristan did tell us in the booth, we pulled him in during the caution, and he told us he'd got some warnings about his tires. So if this thing would have gone much longer, I think he would have blew a tire out.
Yeah, I had wore my tires fairly good on that first run. Like, I was pushing hard trying to get the leads, and my tires were pretty shot, so I was really shocked that he was actually able to hold on as long as he was. For what, I don't know if it's something weird with the tires on these cars or what, but I was running, like, on the little rash of cautions we had at the very end of the race. I would go back to running fast, like my fastest laps of the race, like after every caution. So I don't know, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, well, hey, it worked out for you. And rumor had it, you know, you ran good here because you practiced so much. You were worried about getting fired from your ride. Is that right?
Yeah, I ran like 1,500 laps here for this race. Just trying to keep my job. I didn't want to get fired for the like 7th time, 8th time. I don't remember how many times it's been now, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, Chad, a part of me was kind of hoping you'd have a bad race so we could fire you, but I guess you can hold on to your job for now.
Yeah, you see, well, last night I bent myself into the wall, so I had to come back and make up for it, for do something good every once in a while.
Yeah,
Can't let Logan have all the fun.
Yeah, Logan Festitian has kind of turned himself into the Hutchinson Motorsports premier driver, but hey, you had a great run out there tonight. You park it on the podium, but I guess before you head out, though, Chad, go ahead and let the fans know your shout-outs.
Obviously, just shout out to the Dalton family. It's tragic to lose somebody like that. I didn't get to know him very well. I raced with him for 1 season, but every time I was around him on track, he was always respectful. And no, I've never heard anything bad about him. Nobody's had anything bad to say about him. So just obviously shout out. That's why we're here. Shout out to them. Obviously, you guys for putting stuff like this on for us. So, yeah.
All right, well, hey, Christian, you got any final words for our third-place finisher, Chad White?
Just one more congratulations, and next time, do better.
I'll try. I thought I was going to, and then caution came out.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that was Chad White, your third-place finisher here tonight. Thanks, Chad.
See you, man.
All righty, Blake. Well, now we move on up the podium to Michael Gurham, finishing second place here tonight, pretty much on the bumper of your race winner was Tristan Luducer. But, Michael, this is Blake and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy on us?
I do, guys. How are you?
We're doing good tonight. You bring it home second, and Tristan was talking about his tires were screaming towards the end of this one. What was your tire strategy, and what do you think you could have done to being able to get past Tristan?
Well, yeah, I mean, he never took tires the whole race, so I imagine his tires were yelling at him towards the end. But yeah, I mean, I took tires there halfway through the race, and it got me back a little bit in traffic. I think 6th or 7th or so. So I kind of had to work through traffic to work my way back up. But yeah, with those kind of late rash of cautions there, I just kind of stuck to my strategy in terms of tires and whatnot, and just said, made my bet, I'll lay in it, and tried my best to get around Tristan there at the end. He was really, really fast, and again, especially on his original set of tires, that's even more impressive. So I was trying to pick up some things of what he was doing, but I just didn't quite have enough to give him a real challenge there at the end.
Yeah, Michael, I mean, you had real speed the whole night, and I was kind of wondering if maybe you could tell some of us, we typically do the NASCAR stuff. We don't do a ton of late model stock stuff, but how is he able to put his quick time at the end of that run with probably like 20% tires?
Well, you know what? You might have to ask him, because I'm not too sure. I don't typically run these cars either. I'm typically, NASCAR, certainly the Gen 7 cars especially. So yeah, I was a little bit of a fish out of water, especially at the beginning of the race, and then I kind of got my bearings a bit towards the end. But yeah, I don't know, man. He had some tricks, I suppose, to keep his speed up that whole race, and then I did notice, when the tires cooled down, during the cautions and whatnot, those next couple laps after a restart, the tires felt good, and it felt like he had a lot more grip again. So I wonder if the cautions there at the end kind of helped Tristan out. But either way, he was fast no matter what. I don't think I could have gotten around him. So kudos to him.
Oh, absolutely. Again, a great run for you, Michael. You put it onto the podium in the second position. But, hey, before you head out, buddy, you got any shout-outs or anything for all our great fans watching at home?
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity here. Yeah, I mean, so this is my first race with you guys. And so with that being said, I didn't really get to know the Daltons at all. But, this is why we're really here, is to pay our respects to him and his family. So certainly the biggest shout out goes to them. From what I've read and heard about them, they seem like the nicest people. So shout out to them. Shout out to PHR as well for bringing me on board, and looking forward to the start of the season here in a week.
All righty. Well, one last congratulations to your second place finisher here tonight, Michael Curran. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, guys.
All righty. Well, Blake, I think that makes it official. It is time to bring in your race winner here tonight of the Jason Dalton 102. It's going to be Tristan Laducer. Welcome in, Tristan. This is Blake Christian up in the booth. You got a copy on us?
Yes, boys.
Well, we talked to you just a moment ago, and your tires were crying, but now you don't need them anymore. You done burned them down. You bring home this race win here tonight. What's it mean to you?
I mean, it really means more than any other race that I've probably raced in my 5 years of iRacing. Jason was the awesome team owner and just awesome person to be around. I mean, just a couple weekends ago, we ran the Daytona 24, and it was me and him during the night, and it's just can't wrap my head around that he's no longer with us.
Yeah, Tristan, it's amazing for you to get it done here. Honestly, I'm just kind of out of a loss for words here. You park it in victory lane, your tires hold on, you got the job done, and I mean that's I'm sorry, that's really all I got to say. Do you got any shout outs or anything to add?
I mean, I think Jason was up there holding on the right front with duct tape or something, because I've never seen tires last that long, and I mean, it's just awesome to be able to do it in the same color car with a small 9 in front of a 2 just to represent him. But I got to thank all my IRL sponsors and my iRacing sponsors, and I want to give the purse to this race to the charity that Jason's family chose. I think that's what Jason would do as well.
Oh, I'm actually glad you got that. Mentioned that. I totally forgot. Yeah, a generous donation was given and a purse was given for this race. I believe $50 goes to the winner, so that's really generous of you to do here tonight, Tristan.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Jason's put in a lot of work on this KJD2 team, and I just want to give back any way I can.
Absolutely. Well, hey, congratulations, Tristan, and it was impressive to see what you did out there tonight.
Thanks, guys.
All righty. Well, Blake, that was your race winner here tonight, and man, I mean, I think the right guy won this race tonight, Blake.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, that's it kind of made me think about it, a lot. So just kind of a lot going through, your head. And it's great to see Tristan, again, he's very close with Jason. He drove for him. And like he said, they just had an event, just days before the tragic night happened. And thankfully, I mean, Tristan got the job done tonight in loving memory of Jason Dalton. But wow, what a race here tonight, Christian. But rumor has it we are going to have one more interview. Is that right?
That is right, but before we get there, I just want to say, everybody, life is short. You're not promised the next day, and you have your family, you have your buddies. They're your family too. Just hold everyone close, because you never know when that day may come. But Blake, I guess we do have that one more interview, though.
Yeah, sir. Let's get him in here, and let's let the fans know who we're bringing in.
All righty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have Lucas Strayer here.
Yo.
Luke, you walk us through that race. You finished 5th here tonight, but how was it for you?
Hard to pass. It definitely seemed like the restarts were kind of the way to pass. But honestly, the biggest way to pass was just let the people wreck. I think I only passed 5 cars, maybe 6 all night. It's probably the same 6 multiple times, but it was only 5 or 6 people. But yeah, a lot of people had internet connectivity issues or they wrecked. And I was just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then at the end there, I just realized I was like, hey, I'm not supposed to be up here, but I'll take it.
Yeah, we definitely want to bring you in because, I mean, you were the hard charger by far. You passed 11 cars here tonight, started 16th, worked your way up to 5th. Whether the incidents might have helped you out a little bit, I mean, you still kept your nose clean and got the job done to put it in the top 5. I mean, that's probably a lot better than you expected to do, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I first want to thank my terrible qualifying run because the first lap I kind of was just trying to warm up the tires and get going. And then turn 1, I forgot how to brake and I just blew the entire turn. I'm like, you know what? I think the high side at Martinsville is the way to go. And then just, yeah, so I want to thank me completely destroying my qualifying run for giving me the opportunity. But yeah, everybody just kept wrecking, and I'm just kind of like that Pedro. Is it Pedro Pascal? What's the meme where it's like the guy is like driving and he's all happy and he's just like waving his wheels side to side and there's like all these explosions behind him. And that was just me, just like everyone's wrecking around and doing stuff, and I'm just like, woo, I'm going through the field.
Well, and one more question, Lucas. I was going to ask you, and during this off season, I'm hoping you were able to maybe put some money back, get ready for diecast season coming up. I mean, NASCAR's starting basically tonight, so.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I've got some. So I got my orders in for spoiler diecast tonight. I got my. I ordered because obviously Suarez is my favorite driver, so I got to buy his new scheme, Freeway, driving for Spire. Now that I know he just took his ride, but that Connor Zilich blue 88, that was real. That's a real nice car. I have the SVG from last year. I'm gonna buy that. I bought that. They came out the render for Corey Haim's win, and I got some wrecked car collection, so I got to add that to that collection.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Oh, there's another one I got to buy at some point. I don't know. I'm just
Ryan Preece won tonight, so you got to buy the Ryan Preece Clash win too.
You can't.
You gotta have that.
Coke does not allow to be on diecast. It was
Only
funny
you would
because
know that.
a lot of people in the diecast community know it, but when Bubba won the Brickyard, he actually has a little Coke thing, I think, on his deck lid, and people were like, this is the first car to have any resemblance of Coke since Tony Stewart's throwback in 2016. So people kind of have some hope that, like, hey, like, there's Coke on this Bubba Wallace car, so, like, what are the odds that Coke might be okay with coming back? And yeah, the current listing has Ryan Blaney body armor, so I don't know if we're gonna get a Priest win. Maybe a miracle will happen, but I gotta order my Suarez, gotta order that Zilich, gotta order that Heim, just code GLSR.
Yeah, you definitely got to get it. And again, we'll let you plug one more time for spoiler diecast because we know you're a diehard.
Yeah, the thing that's weird right now is, like, I already bought all the old cars I want. So, like, now it's kind of weird, but I'm not going on eBay, just like constantly like refreshing, like, okay, is like the car I'm looking for going to show up today? Like, it's kind of nice that I'm just on spoiler refreshing their newly listed now. Just like, okay, do they have this listed? Do they got this listed? So, like, it's definitely a weird time, but I still got space to fill some spots. So, code GLSR.
All right.
Free shipping.
There you have it again. Hey, a great run for you tonight, Lucas. You got yourself into the top 5 after starting 16th. So, again, congratulations on a good run. And next week, we get to start a brand new season to the GLSR Mr. Radiator Truck Series.
Whoa. What? Next week, we got to take steps at a time, because I have the Hutchinson Motorsports Daytona 500 this Friday, and the spoiler diecast car is going to be back, and we're going to set on the pole. We're going to win the race. So, like, we're not even on next week yet. We got to win this Friday.
It's funny you bring that up. I kind of forgot all about that somehow. But yeah, folks, this Friday, the Harpoon Design 500 right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We're going to be rocking the Gen 4 Cup cars. We're going to be at Old Legacy Daytona. It's going to be a bumpy ride, and I hope you have a good chair you're sitting in, Lucas.
Oh, I got a good chair, but you don't understand how excited I am for this Harpoon Designs 500. Like, it is. I love the Gen 4, bumpy Daytona. Car's going to get a little wiggly. Like, some people are not figuring out how to do this draft thingy, so I'm kind of figuring out. So I'm excited to have some nice old-fashioned Daytona racing, and I got to go win the thing now.
Oh, absolutely. But, again, though, great run here tonight. Christian, you got any final words for Lucas?
I'm gonna be keeping an eye out on the diecast this year myself, so I'll be sure to use spoiler diecast using that code GLSR to get free shipping. But other than that, I think we're gonna wrap this up, Blake. And thank you, Luke, for the words here, and congratulations on your 5th place finish here tonight.
Thanks, guys. See you Friday.
See you then. Well, Blake, that just about does it for the Jason Dalton 102 Memorial here tonight.
Boy, what a fun night here, Christian. We had long green runs. We had some chaos at the end, a little bit of everything. You know, there's really nothing more you could have asked in a great event like this here tonight. And Tristan LaDucer parks it in Victory Lane. And, folks, he's donating his winning purse money over to the MS Society there. Again, we got a link in the chat. If you scroll up, you can head on over there, check it out. That is something I guess Jason looked very, very positively towards.
Absolutely. I just posted it one more time. Of course, I am partially chat banned on YouTube, so make sure you select all chat or live chat, and you'll be able to see it. But nonetheless, Blake, we move forward, looking forward to that event.
Absolutely. And, you know, we appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight. And like Lucas said, again, this Friday, just in a couple of days, that Harpoon Design 500 event, if you want to enter it, you still have time, but you better do it quickly. I think we're going to close entries here soon, but we're already at about, I think, 33 to 35 entries last I checked. So it's going to be a full field of cars, folks. I'm expecting close to 40 for sure. But shoot me a message on Discord, Hutch25, or you can join our Discord. It's in the link of the description, and we'll get you hooked up and signed up, ready to roll Friday night so you can race with Lucas Strayer and check out that that spoiler diecast machine he was talking about. But, folks, that's going to round things out here tonight at Martinsville. You just watch an event put on by GLSR, the Jason Dalton Memorial 102. Here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. As always, we appreciate you folks tuning in here tonight. Be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. We're going to be back here tomorrow night with the Growmasters Average Joe's Sim Racing League season finale. We're going to be at Las Vegas. Championship will be on the line. But in the booth with Christian Taylor, I'm Blake Hutchinson, and we appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time.